Welcome to the first ever and probably only virtual LifeTies Lifeline virtual benefit. It is so good to have you with us tonight. My name is Sarah Knox, and I have the pleasure of being your host this evening for our virtual event. I am smiling ear to ear right now because I've been on the comments prior to this, just watching you all mingle with one another. When we think about virtual benefits and we think about galas in general, you think of going to a gala and being able to mingle with people and see people. And I know that's something that some of us might miss out on in this virtual format. And so it brings me so much joy to see you all interacting together on that live chat. Go ahead and continue to interact throughout this. If you see something you like, shout it out. If you see someone you know, say hi. We are in this together, and this is something that makes it so much fun. And so, sorry if I'm overly smiley. It just makes me so happy to see you on here commenting, sharing what you're drinking, sharing who you're with, and helping each other out on figuring out bidding and all of that. You are clearly an amazing group of individuals, and I am so excited to be here with you tonight. The fact that you are even here, you showed up from the comfort of your home or your couch or your patio or wherever you're watching this from, shows to me your commitment to LifeTies and to the vulnerable youth in your community. And I want to thank you so much. The fact that you're here is making an impact, and we have a great program for you tonight. You're going to hear from our board president. You're going to hear from our executive director. You're even going to hear some stories in our world premiere of the new video, which is going to feature stories from some of the past and present residents at LifeTies. You're going to learn a little bit more about what they are doing, and then we are going to have the opportunity to come together and support them and stand by their side and make a meaningful impact tonight. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a fast and a furious gala. We have a lot to cover, and we are only going to take up a half an hour of your time tonight. And so you are going to learn a lot, but we're also going to do a lot in this half hour. And you are going to make such a difference tonight. And I just thank you so much for being here. Before we get into our program, I do just want to help any of you who are wanting to get on to bid and haven't figured that out yet. Most of you have already pre-registered for this event, and I've seen so many new registrations come in even in the last half an hour. It's amazing seeing all of you come through to support and start bidding on those items. But if maybe you just found this link, you got the email or somebody else sent it to you, but you have not registered for this virtual event yet, that's okay. We are so glad you're here. Welcome. It's great to see you. See you. I'm not like looking into your camera. Don't worry. We're not being creepy like that. But you can see me, and I know you're here. Comment in the YouTube if you are here. We'd love to know that. But if you haven't registered yet, you can do that by going directly to lifeties.org. And on the home page, you will see a register for the virtual benefit, and you can click on that and it will lead you through right how to register. And once you're registered, which is completely free, you will be able to bid on auction items as well as give in our Be a Lifesaver moment. So make sure you do that, because that Be a Lifesaver moment is going to be one of the most impactful things you will see as we come together in a real fast and furious moment to make a huge difference on the youth in your community. But before I get carried away with anything else, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our board president, Dr. Brian Baugh.
Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We wish we could all be together in the same room, but we are very happy to be with you virtually. I'm Dr. Brian Baugh, and I currently serve as the board president at LifeTies. A little over 9 years ago, I was asked by my employer to check out a community organization working with youth. I met with the leadership of LifeTies. I also met with the staff in order to understand the mission and the goals of the organization. After viewing one of the residential homes, I could feel the energy of the youth. I could see the passion that the staff had for the youth, and I knew I had to somehow become involved. I realized that many of the things that I took for granted in my youth were absent in the lives of so many others, and I had to make a difference. There are 4 core areas that we focus on across programs: safety, wellness, connection, and self-sufficiency. Tonight, you will hear about our programs and services, the youth that we serve, and how we strive to provide our youth, all of who've had atypical childhoods, with a sense of normalcy by providing recreational and cultural experiences, some of which you and I probably took for granted, things such as a birthday party, a trip to the New Jersey shore, or even a trip to New York City. Our programs center around helping youth and young adults relaunch their lives and create a new trajectory by providing them with a safe environment, both emotionally and physically, helping them become well, both physically and mentally, connecting to a family or a caring adult, and becoming self-sufficient to live successfully within the community. We hope that you will consider investing in our youth at LifeTies, either through a donation tonight or through becoming involved as a volunteer mentor, a LifeLink volunteer, or serving on a board committee. We are very grateful to our LifeTies community. We can't accomplish all the things we're doing without you. We thank you for being here tonight, for being a part of our community, and for your generous support. Next, you'll hear from Lori Morris, who is the Executive Director of LifeTies. Lori is a tireless advocate for youth, for our staff, and for other vulnerable populations. And we are privileged to have her as our Executive Director, leading us into a new phase of the organization. Thank you, and here's Lori.
Good evening and welcome. We're so happy to see all of you here tonight. I'd like you to go back in time with me and think back when you were 18 years old. And if someone asked you if you had 3 wishes, what would they be? You might have thought of something like Bruce Springsteen concert tickets, or getting a car, or maybe getting into college. When some of our youths were asked that question recently, some of the answers were similar to that, but others differed. Here are some of their wishes. My wish is to be adopted with 2 parents. I wish for a better relationship with my family. I wish for my son to be healthy. I wish I could make enough money to financially support my grandmother. I wish I could go home permanently. Though some were atypical answers for peers their age, they were answers understood by all youth in the room, all of whom want to be part of families. It's not the youth's first choice to come into a group home or a program. What they want is to be with family and to feel loved and to be typical. Our youth across our programs have experienced complex trauma. Some of the youth were removed from their homes by the child welfare system due to abuse or neglect, and some have come to us after being bounced among relative homes or foster homes or psychiatric treatment centers. Others were no longer allowed to live in their homes due to their behavioral health challenges or for identifying as LGBTQ or becoming pregnant. The harsh reality is that at the point these youth come to us, they don't have a stable enough family to care, support, and be there for them. While the youth are with us at the group homes, they work on challenges with their families and themselves. Here are some more wishes. I wish I could change what happened in the past. My wish is to maintain mental health. My wish is to make more positive life decisions. I wish I could learn how to love myself with everything that I have. Using a trauma-informed approach at LifeTies, our intention is to help them heal, learn to self-regulate, learn to love themselves, and become well and self-sufficient. We have 2 24 residential group homes, Triad House and Rainbow House. Triad House was the first group in the state to become a safe haven for LGBTQ youth, and Rainbow House was the first in the country for female youth and their babies infected with HIV or AIDS. This home continues to serve females, though the focus is now focusing on females with chronic health challenges or who are pregnant and parenting along with their babies. Additionally, we have 3 supportive housing programs for homeless youth and young adults, a mentoring program, a LifeLink volunteer program, and a family engagement program for families whose youth are involved in the juvenile justice system. We're very proud of what we've accomplished at LifeTies, but we want to serve more youth in the community. Please consider getting more involved with LifeTies through our volunteer programs, or contact me or anyone at LifeTies to discuss other ways you can support our youth. Thank you to each of you for being here with us tonight. And now we want you to be able to hear from our youth through the world premiere of our agency video. Thank you.
Around like November 2019, I was just like in and out of my mom's house, and it was like a toxic environment. She ended up kicking me out. I was literally living out of my car.
My mother dropped custody of me because I was transgender, and I really don't know where I was gonna end up because I was only 17. I was only a child. I went from being in a shelter, foster care, back to the shelter. It was really hard for me because I was going through a lot, and I had a lot of isolation, and I was depressed a lot. I just wanted to get away from like the environment I was in. It was hostile, very like negative. And I didn't want to be around it. So coming to this program gave me time to be outside of that type of environment.
The mission of LifeTies is to nurture wellness and self-sufficiency in vulnerable youth, young adults, and their families.
The youth that we serve is homeless, at risk of being homeless, or aging out of the child welfare system.
The goals of our program are to, one, provide a safe haven for our youth, a place where they can actually thrive mentally, physically, and even spiritually for some. At Tryon House, the youth range in age from 16 to 21, and we specialize in services to youth that are LGBTQ and other youth who are LGBTQ friendly. In our Rainbow House program, we serve adolescent females ages 12 to 21. We have 3 distinct populations that we serve. Women and their infant and toddlers. We have our youth with chronic health conditions, and we serve in all of our programs youth who have histories of trauma and behavioral health challenges.
It's important to help other youth who's going through the same situation as I am. I was glad that I found something that has to do with LGBT, that I didn't have to feel like I have to go to another group home that doesn't accept me for being who I am.
We provide a myriad of services which include life skills training, therapeutic support services, both individual and group therapies, specialized and allied therapies, in addition to linkages to community organizations that assist with the development of skills for independent living.
Our philosophy is to aim to prepare you for life. So one of the things that we do is provide a lot of supportive services to our youth in terms of life skills, money management, career planning, career development.
When I was handed the keys to my apartment, that probably was the best feeling of my life. That's something I really just have been waiting for, like just to have something to call my own. It's probably one of the greatest feelings ever to this day. With my case manager, we definitely sat down and talked about just how to be more responsible, how to manage my money, because having a home, you have to take on bigger responsibility.
There is greatness in every young person that we meet. Our job is to identify what it is, help them to identify what it is, and bring it out.
When I first came into LifeTies, I just thought, this is like any other mentor, because I've had mentors before. No, it really helped me a lot. It's not just like a temporary relationship. I have people that believe in me.
Housing, our life skills training, our mentoring, our group homes, they're all there to help make a huge difference in their lives now and in the future.
By investing in LifeTies, you have the potential to impact other people out there that have nothing. And by you investing into them,
you give them something to look forward to.
When a youth is ready, you see a self-confidence unlike what you've ever seen in them from the time that you meet them. You see that they are ready for what the world has for them.
When people ask me about my situation, I'm very excited to let them know, like, this organization has helped me and got me to where I am today. I don't know if I would have been able to do this by myself. LifeTies has definitely impacted my life a lot. It's made a huge difference.
Hearing the stories of the youth that have been served through LifeTies is so incredible. It is a direct result of everything you are doing this evening and everything that you as donors have done in the past. You continue to come by and support LifeTies. And tonight, right now, is the most important part of the evening. This is our chance to be a lifesaver. This is where you get to throw out a lifeline to the youth in your community. I know sometimes you'll see a young adult or a youth and just wish that you could bring them in your home and give them all of the support that you feel a young adult should have as they navigate going into adulthood. These are things that not all youth have, but thankfully they have LifeTies, and thankfully they have you who are coming here right now, showing up to this virtual benefit so that you can stand by them and say, I support you. I want you to see success. I want you to have a chance and equal opportunities at the future. So right now we're going to come together and we're going to give and we're going to support. And we are going to do that simply by opening up our phones. If you have registered, you should have received a text message. And that text message is going to have a link. And on that link, you're just going to click it. It's going to bring you to BidPal, and it will bring you to a home page. You get to see how dirty my screen is there. That's so nice. And from there, you're going to hit Donate Now. Once you go to that Donate Now screen, you can select amount of any amount. If you want to start us off and be a leader at $5,000, now is the time to do it. Go ahead, put in your donation of $5,000. You can put it right in and it will show up for us. And I'm seeing Maureen Cushmore, thank you so much for your donation. And as you come through, I am going to be thanking you, putting those donations in. Again, Jeffrey Albert, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much. If you can do 5,000, now is the time to do it. If you can do 2,500, that button is right there. Julie Cavallero, thank you so much for giving. Thank you so much. And I'm trying to read these names as fast as they come in, so I'm sorry if I miss any, but I am seeing those come through. Thank you so much. If you can do $2,500, go ahead, open up your BidPal. You may have it in your email as well, and you just go ahead and select the amount of your choice. We have $1,000, $500, $250, down to $100, $50, $25, or an amount of your choice. Go ahead and put in that amount right now, because as you continue to support LifeTies and your choice to click that button tonight, no matter what the amount you are choosing, maybe that is $5,000 or $10 or wherever you are giving and choosing to put it into the BidPal and choosing to stand by LifeTies, what you're doing is saying to the youth in your community, I see you. And I believe in you, and I cannot wait to help you. You may not be able to come side by side with them and sit down and have a conversation with them and help them navigate it, but LifeTies can. LifeTies is there providing these resources, and you are making it happen right now. Kristen Elder, thank you so much for your donation. I'm sorry, I'm talking here and I want to be thanking you as these come through. Thank you so much, Kristen Elder. And as you continue to do this, again, you are supporting everything in all of the houses and all of the residents available through LifeTies. Now, on top of partnering financially with LifeTies, which is so important, I know some of you are still navigating that and putting it in here. Keep going ahead and do that. But I also want to talk about some other ways that you can serve LifeTies. That could be through a mentorship. You could sign on as a mentor. We heard in the video the impact mentorship can have on the youth in LifeTies, on those residents. And keep putting it in there. We're at, oh my gosh, you guys, we are at $48,783 so far. Continue to put those numbers in. I'd love to see those numbers continue to rise. But as we continue, and I know you're still doing that, we are looking for mentors, and this is an opportunity to really make a long-term impact with a youth. This is an opportunity that you are going to continue to build into them and build a real relationship with them and help them navigate through as they go into adulthood. Think of it as that relationship that maybe your mom or dad had with you, as everything from balancing a checkbook to knowing how to rent an apartment and all of the things that you would normally call home. Hey, mom, how do I do this? For these youth that don't have that community and they don't have that typical support system, you as their mentor, partnering with LifeTies, and all of you who are giving right now to LifeTies, this is what you would be able to do for them. Step in their life and really make a meaningful impact that will carry them along and put them on a completely different trajectory in their life. If you can't commit to, 4 to 6 hours a month, we also have LifeLink volunteers. And as a LifeLink volunteer, what you can do is there's a whole bunch of things. You could go in and teach a cooking class. You could go in and teach a computer class. You could do mock interviews with some of the youth to help them prepare for interviews or look over their resumes. Maybe you're a corporation. If you're a corporation, you know what you can do? You could bring in your whole team as a team building activity and do a service project. Maybe that would be painting or gardening or helping repair one of the homes and just doing regular maintenance. You'd also get an opportunity to connect with the youth, but you wouldn't necessarily need to commit multiple hours a month long term. It's still a huge impact. And let's see that scoreboard up here. I know that it's coming in and I'm seeing those numbers come in. We have passed $50,000 here. We're at $52,000. John Maddox, thank you so much. I'm seeing you just got us to that $52,000 mark. I want to thank you as you continue to put those in, as you continue to support. Again, what you are doing is making an investment. And what I love about investing in the lives of youth is that it's an investment. It is something that is going to continue to have a ripple effect. Right? So when you're giving money to a one concrete thing, that's it. It's a concrete thing and it's great and it's making a difference. But when you are investing in youth and investing in their future and investing in helping them navigate into a successful adulthood, you are changing the trajectory of their life. And what you are doing right now by selecting a donation amount of any amount, you are investing in their potential. And you are creating this ripple effect for their life. And they are going to go out into the world and create a potential for themselves that is going to impact other people. And they are going to bring a positive influence to others. And as we heard in the video earlier, as they leave LifeTies, they are ready to talk about it and ready to help other people get the help that they need to have a great start at a successful future. And that's what you're doing. That is what you're doing tonight, is choosing to see the youth in your community and choosing to see their needs and just choosing to step in and make a difference and see them where they are and choose right now to do something. And in a world where sometimes it feels like it's all crashing down and we don't always have tangible things that we can do, I'm telling you right now, this is a tangible thing that you can do by partnering with LifeTies that will make an impact. 100% will make an impact, and it will be meaningful, and it will impact several lives of the youth who are within the programs and the houses at LifeTies. And so I want to thank all of you right now who are continuing to give and put those in there. As As I know so many of you are watching from home giving, I also want to thank some of our sponsors who are a part of this event. We have our platinum sponsor, the Thomas Fund. We also have our gold sponsor, Bracco. Bronze sponsors, we have an anonymous sponsor at the bronze level. We also have the Bank of Princeton. We have Borden Perlman. We have David Gaudet and David Maui. Thank you to all of you. Holman Enterprises and Taste Point by IFF. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for your continued work that you do with LifeTies. For those of you who are watching, make sure that you give them a shout out and a thank you to everything that they are doing because they're partnering right along with you in the support of LifeTies and all of the youth in the community who are just needing the love and the support and the guidance and the practical skills that LifeTies gives. We also, I know some of you have looked at some of our auction items, and so I'm going to just want to highlight a couple of those for you as you are still navigating, getting in there and doing the giving. We have 3 that I would like to highlight tonight, and we have a ton in there, so go on in there. The auction closes tomorrow at 10 a.m., but there are a few that I wanted to highlight. First of all, I wanted to highlight a virtual happy hour with our board president, Dr. Brian Baugh. Now, we heard from him earlier, and he is so generous, not only with his time and his commitment to LifeTies. I mean, he is a very busy man. Let me just read his title to you. He's in a very busy stage of life with his job right now. He is the Global Medical Affairs Lead for Infectious Diseases and Vaccines at Janssen and Johnson & Johnson. So he's kind of in the middle of a global pandemic, working with infectious diseases and vaccines. And he's actually, he led the Janssen pandemic response team that was developed to address COVID-19. And so and he's done tons of other things, but he is giving us some of his time to have a happy hour with you. You could just shoot the breeze and just enjoy his company, or maybe you could ask him questions about things like COVID-19 or HIV, because that's what his work was in Washington, D.C., was working with that, or in drug and vaccine development. I mean, he is an expert. And right now, I know so many of us have questions, but he is giving us some of his time as a part of this fundraiser tonight. And so this, again, closes tomorrow at 10 a.m. The top bid, I'm going to pull up my top bids here. What do we think? Our top bid for this is at $550. So if that's not you, you're going to want to go on in and bid that up. And that'll be open again until the morning. Our next item I want to point out is a Joe DiMaggio signed jersey. This bad boy is valued at $2,000. And this is an incredible item because, well, obviously we know Joe DiMaggio is a legend. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, but this incredibly valuable piece is available and completely donated to LifeTies. And that is so important because every dollar that you do give to this tonight is going straight to the programming at LifeTies. And so right now the top bid is at $800. And I know that we can get even higher for that item as you continue to go in and bid on it. And even if you turn around and sell it and make a profit, you'll at least know that you contributed to the support of LifeTies through your purchase of this item. And that is incredibly generous, and what a great item that is. And our final item I want to highlight is a weekend for 2 in a private guest cottage in East Amwell. And so this is not a far drive for most of you. I want to let you know that this is not a publicly offered guest house. This is not something that most people can come to. This is an exclusive guest experience for those of you who are joining us tonight, and it would be arranged directly with the owner. And it is in a beautiful, picturesque dwelling on 30 acres of farm. And they're going to welcome you with champagne, and you're going to have quiche and fruit for breakfast and dinner for 2 at the Harvest Moon Inn, and a mini bar and fresh pillows. And so this is a great time to get away, to relax and unwind. And I don't know about you, I think most of us could use a time to get away and relax and unwind. And so go ahead and bid on that. You can safely go and visit that. and talk to the owners about it. Right now, the starting bid is $1,000. Go on in and you can bid on that and have a great getaway for yourselves. Again, to bid, you just are going to go to the BidPal link either in your phone or your email if you've registered for those. And it's just easy to bid, and you're going to continue to get updates after you bid on any of the auction items to let you know when you've been outbid and when you need to go back in and bid a little bit more. So even if you don't win the item, I wanted to let you know that just by bidding other people up, you're making a difference, because that's how auctions work, right? I want to pull up again the scoreboard to see where we are. We are at $52,458. That is amazing. I am so proud of you all, and I'm so thankful for you. The giving for this will continue to be open through tomorrow morning. And if you are joining us after the fact or coming back later, you can give directly to lifeties.org, because we would love to have you partner with the incredible work that they are doing over there and really building into the lives of the youth in your community and giving them all of the practical tools and mental tools and giving them the strength that they need and the confidence that they need to step out and have an equal opportunity going into their adulthood. And you are making a huge impact. And what you're doing tonight is so, so meaningful. And so I want to thank you for coming and thank you for commenting. I'm going to pull up our comments here. So many of you are just engaging with one another, and I love being a part of your community this evening. Thank you so much for having me, and continue to give and continue to support LifeTies. And I want to thank all of you who are reaching out to LifeTies about volunteering as a LifeLink volunteer or a mentor. Again, you can go to volunteer@lifeties.org for that. But with that being said, I want to thank everyone one more time for everything that you've done this evening. I hope that you can enjoy the company of those you love at home right now. Maybe you've joined with some others for a viewing party, and that's great too. But enjoy your cocktails or your water or coffee or tea or whatever it is that you are warming up with this evening. And I am grateful you are here. We are thankful for your support and thankful for the meaningful difference that you are choosing to make tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and good night.